This is Utah Hustlers, a podcast that helps you build your business to $10,000 a month. My name is Skylar HERE, and my mission is to help you achieve success, happiness, and freedom on your own terms. Today, we're talking about scheduling, your calendar, why it's important to take complete control of your calendar. Because a big complaint I hear people talk about is that they don't have enough time. But we all have 24 hours in a day. So how are some people getting more done than others? Well, it's because some people take responsibility and complete control over the calendar and others don't. So if you feel obligated to go to events and other get-togethers that really don't serve you that well, but you can't seem to not go to them out of fear of judgment, then stick around for this episode. So here's the truth. Your calendar is your calendar. No one controls it but you. So if your calendar is full of things that other people want you to go to, that's on you. That's your fault. You need to control your calendar and you decide what goes on it and what doesn't go on your calendar. Because if you completely wiped away everything that anyone has invited you to, any family events, anything that you feel like you should go to, but you don't really want to go to or doesn't serve you, you're going to have a completely free calendar besides maybe work, school, or other things that you have to attend and maintain in order to move yourself forward with your goals. You have to be willing to make sacrifices in order to make it to the next level that you're wanting to make it to. It's just the truth. You don't have 100 hours a day. You have 24 hours a day, and 8 of those are being spent sleeping. Or at least I hope 8 of those are at least being spent sleeping, which means you have 16 hours in a day. If you spend an hour or two cooking food, an hour exercising, an hour reading a book, and all these little things that you're going to do, you end up with not a whole lot of time. But you do have enough time if you choose to take control of that time and be efficient and effective with that time. And you've probably been invited and attended a lot of events recently that you didn't want to go to, or maybe you did want to go to, but after it was over, your life was absolutely and exactly the same. And that doesn't feel good when your life is exactly the same after you spent hours and hours and hours at one place or another. It sucks. We don't want our life to be the same after investing time, money, and energy into certain things. So if you haven't read this book, which I've only read a portion of the book, not the whole thing, but it's Boundaries. Read Boundaries. I think I got through half the book of Boundaries and I can't remember exactly what happened. I think I started reading a different book, but it lays out exactly how to set boundaries, how to say no, because that's really what a lot of it comes down to, is being able to say no. When someone invites you to a birthday party or to some other event that really doesn't have anything to do with you, they're just inviting and they want people to come. While it's nice and fun to go, it really doesn't serve you. You have things to do. You're still building your business to 10 grand a month, or maybe you have other goals to get you into the 10, 20, 30 grand a month set. And until you achieve those goals, you really don't have a lot of time to be spending, doing all these other things. Now, I do think you got to pick a number where it's like, okay, I'm making enough money that completely I'm satisfied, I'm taken care of, my family's taken care of. And then you go and spend time into relationships. Because really, when it comes to the end of your life, what are you going to wish you spent more time on? Is it going to be work? It's not going to be work. You're going to wish that you spent more time in relationships with your kids, with your spouse, with your friends. That is where you're going to wish you had spent more time helping people, investing into people. But we cannot pour from an empty cup. So there is a time that you got to decide at what dollar amount you spend more time with other people. And until you hit that dollar amount, what are you focusing on? What will you go to and not go to? You got to take complete control of your time until you've hit those goals. Once you have, if you can put complete and total focus into obtaining your goals, hitting that 10 grand a month, that's going to buy you a lot of freedom. That's going to buy you a lot of time. And that's when you're going to be able to go to more things in the long run. 6 months of hardcore focus and action can put you 5, 10 years in the future. So it's better to take 6 months and just completely put your head down and focus than it is to take the next 5 years to accomplish something that could have taken you 6 months. Really, if you ask the people who have done it, it doesn't take much more than 6 months to build a business to 10 grand a month. If you're actively taking action, it doesn't take that long. It's just knowing what to do and applying the action steps, which is what this podcast is for. So if you're listening to this podcast for 6 months, you can, if you apply everything, hit that 10K in that 6 months, maybe even sooner. But when we're constantly thinking, oh, I got to plan for this, I got to put this in my calendar, I have to work my clients around my personal life, that doesn't really work. We'd like to believe it works. We lie to ourselves at work. But the truth is, if you haven't hit your goals, it's not working. The results are not going to lie. So how do you decide what you are and aren't going to do? Well, you got to start from the beginning. What is your actual goal? If your goal is to make $10,000 a month, then you need to write down all the action steps you need to take every single day in order to hit that. And that is your number one priority for the next 6 months. No matter what, these tasks are done. Posting to social media, learning how to perfect your craft, networking, learning how to brand better, all the different components. You are focusing on that for 6 months. But it starts with the goal, because if you know where you want to be, you can know what turns, what stops, where to merge, what to do. And if you don't know what to do, just start with that goal. Set that goal and just apply the things you're learning here. And sometimes it's easier to know what not to do than what to do. For right now, you need to take care of yourself. You need to set yourself up for success, and then you can go to all these things. Stop living like you're successful and actually become successful, then live that way. So if you don't know exactly what to do, look at what you know doesn't get you closer. And then it's a lot easier to focus on what actually gets you closer. So my challenge to you is set that goal, decide what you need to do every single day, and you make sure that happens no matter what. If you get all those things done for that day and there's not much more you could do, sure, go do something, go relax. I think that's important to do on the way, but don't let that get in the way of the things you know you need to be doing every day. Don't let it get in the way of your self-discipline. Don't let it be an excuse for why you can't get this or this done today. Make yourself your top priority because you are that valuable. Your goals are that important. Your family depends on you. Your future family depends on you. There are people that are watching you build and doing what you're doing that look up to you, that just need to see someone like you become successful to give them the belief that they can do the same thing as well. You can't pour from an empty cup. So focus on filling yours up over the next 6 months. Just see how far you can go in that much time. Well, that is it for this episode of Utah Hustlers. If you got value from this episode, please go leave a rating and review on Apple, Spotify, subscribe to YouTube, go support us. If you like what you're getting here, please let us know. If you don't like what you're getting here, go down in the show notes and there's a link where you can leave comments, suggestions, and feedback on the show. Until next time, keep building.